I recently read Robert Greene's Mastery. Ever since I read this book, I have been constantly asking myself one question. How many years Robert Greene must have had to spend on research to write this masterpiece? 5, 10, 20? I don't know, maybe more. If you are gonna read just 10 books in your lifetime, this book must be on that list. This book contains knowledge from various fields such as science, history, psychology, literature, anthropology, music, and much more. The core message of this book is that creativity is not some mysterious, divine, and superhuman power that only a few people possess. Instead, creativity is something that can be learned through years of hard work, practice, and by using effective ways of thinking.
Creativity is not a function of some freakish genetic wiring that occurs in the brains of a few people. It is instead the function of awakening and exploiting the natural creative energy we all possess. The human brain is a naturally creative instrument.
Robert Greene hates the term genius. Instead of genius, he uses the term called master because the people we call geniuses have mastered their field, and this book teaches us how to attain that kind of mastery of any field. This book divides the life journeys of history's greatest masters into 3 phases. Every great genius you know goes through these 3 phases. If you read Mastery, you will find answers to questions like how do you lose your uniqueness or innate abilities while growing up, and if you have already lost those abilities, how can you rediscover them? You get to learn about the science behind creativity, effective learning methods, ways to develop social intelligence, and much more. What's more interesting is that you get to learn all of this while getting inspired by the life stories of creative geniuses. Oh, sorry, not geniuses, masters of various fields who come from different social backgrounds and lived in different ages, such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michael Faraday, Mozart, Henry Ford, Ben Franklin, Goethe, and also the contemporary masters like Temple Grandin, Santiago Calatrava, Freddie Roach, and many more. In this book, Robert Greene lays out a path that can lead people like you and me to a higher form of intelligence that we call creativity. Apart from Mastery, Robert Greene has written 5 international bestsellers. He is well known for his books on strategy, power, and seduction. I have read 3 of his books, and after reading them, I always wondered how can a person pull ideas and facts from various forms of knowledge and compile all of that knowledge in one book. That too while presenting that knowledge in a very skillful and systematic manner so that readers can understand complex ideas very easily. I myself find it very difficult when I am writing scripts for my documentaries, so I thought there must be something special about Robert Greene's research process. There must be a secret to his productivity, the way he thinks and organizes his thoughts. Finally, after reading Mastery, I decided to do a little research on Robert Greene himself, his research process, productivity habits, and his unique ability of skillfully organizing information. I watched his interviews and read many blogs about him, but could not find anything conclusive. I admit I got a little frustrated, but then I realized I wasn't looking where I was supposed to. Robert Greene's own blog. Of course, that was so obvious. On his blog, if you subscribe to his email list, you will get this PDF where he shares 3 secret strategies that help him to write and think. In the opening passage, Robert Greene writes, "Throughout the course of my career, I have experimented with ways of making myself more productive, both physically and mentally. Having energy has been essential to my work as a writer with all of the research required for my books and the deadlines inherent in publishing. In this document, I share with you some of the wisdom that has come from constant experimentation, reflection, and consistent results. My journey in mastering my writing process did not happen overnight. In fact, it took many years of tinkering and experimenting. What I learned is that willpower, the intensity of desire, and practice can take us to levels of performance we never thought possible. It is my hope that you use these secrets to become a better writer, thinker, and master of your own fate." In this document, he shares his 3 topmost productivity secrets, and the first one is Zen meditation. Robert Greene has been practicing Zen meditation known as Zazen every morning since the beginning of his career as a writer. He says Zen meditation helps him to concentrate better while reading, researching, and writing. With its help, he has become better at focusing on the things that matter and leave out the rest. In this document, while emphasizing the importance of Zen meditation, Robert Greene says, "When we focus deeply on whatever is before us, we slowly gain greater powers of mental perception and are able to see deeper and deeper into things. We see the connection between the phenomena. We awaken the higher levels of intelligence." This is the same higher form of intelligence that every master, genius, or inventor possesses. It helps them see what others cannot. Here is how Robert Greene describes this highest form of intelligence in his address at Oxford Union.
For the previous 16 years, I had been researching and immersing myself in the stories of the greatest power figures who ever lived. And I had begun to notice certain patterns and a common trait that they all shared. After years of practice and experience and study in their field, the minds of these various figures, they had reached a superior level of intelligence. They could discover things about the world that were simply invisible to everyone else. They had a sixth sense for trends and opportunities. They could make the most surprising and creative connections between ideas. They can make connections between an idea over here and an idea over there that you can't see when you're partway down the mountain because you don't have that kind of perspective. This command of their field is immensely satisfying and is even godlike. And I am saying that this is the highest form of intelligence we humans can achieve. Whether it's Napoleon Bonaparte, Leonardo da Vinci, Steve Jobs, it doesn't matter.
Zen meditation can help you attain such a higher form of intelligence. I can say this for sure because I too have been practicing Zen meditation for the past 3 months and I am already experiencing its mental benefits. Robert Greene follows a 30 minutes Zen meditation routine every morning. In this form of meditation, the main goal is to empty the mind, develop superior powers of focus, and gain access to more unconscious and intuitive forms of thinking. There are tons of YouTube videos available on Zen meditation techniques, but if you want an in-depth explanation of how it really works, read Zen Mind Beginner's Guide by Shunryu Suzuki. This is the book that Steve Jobs wants everyone to read because even he practiced Zen meditations regularly. Read more about Steve Jobs and the way he practiced Zen meditation and you will realize how important it is. The link to this book and other noteworthy articles is mentioned in the description down below. Do check them out. Secret number 2. The research process.
So I decided I was going to write the book. I was going to write a book that was going to connect everything, connect all of the research. And I was going to debunk all of these, what I think are silly ideas that people have about genius and talent. And the method I was going to use to write this book was the following. I was going to read all of the books that are very academic about the science of learning and creativity and about how the brain works and the evolution of the brain. Then I was going to read the biographies of the greatest masters in history, and there were quite a few of them. And then I was also going to interview 9 contemporary masters from all different fields, take all of that large amount of research, and somehow figure out how to make a book.
About his research, Robert Greene writes, "My research process has been essential to my work as a writer. It is one of the secret weapons I have that separates me from other writers. For each book I write, I read about 250 books. Reading 250 books to write one? That's just... I don't know what to say. I don't have words to express my astonishment. I just wonder how does he remember and organize huge amounts of information that he gathers after reading a lot of books. I think he must be using a very special note-taking system. Let me see. Yeah, there it is, the note card system. While reading a book, Robert Greene underlines the important passages, sections, and puts notes on the side. After he's done with the reading, he keeps that book aside for a week or so and thinks deeply about the lessons he learned. Then he goes back to that book and takes a look at all the important passages that he has underlined. He then writes down the passages, sections, or facts that he thinks are useful for his book projects on note cards, and then organizes those note cards in various categories or according to his need. For example, I am currently writing a script for my upcoming documentary, The History of Knowledge. In my research process, I am reading these books: The Wonder That Was India by A.L. Basham, Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari, History of Knowledge by Van Doren, and Maps of Knowledge by Violet Moller. Now, while reading these books, if I come across important historical fact about ancient Greece, China, or India, I will underline those passages and put a sticky note on the side. Once I am done reading that book, I will again go through all the passages I underlined and write them down on note cards like this. For instance, while reading this particular book, I came across an important information on ancient Indian civilization. So I have underlined that passage here and put a sticky note here. Now I will note this information down on a note card like this. After reading all of these books, I will have note cards containing various historical facts. Some note cards will be about ancient Greece, some will be about India, China, or Mayans. I can then categorize these note cards into various categories like info on ancient Greece, India, China, the Babylonians, and the Mayan civilization, etc. It will suddenly become easier to incorporate all of the facts I gathered into my script. Before I came across the note card system, I had a system of my own, but now I think this one is better than mine. I am using it for the first time. While creating my previous documentaries, I used my own not that perfect system. Now imagine how many note cards I will have after reading 10 or 15 good books. Then I can organize all those note cards into categories like history, psychology, science, philosophy, etc. American author Ryan Holiday has written 8 bestseller books with the help of note card system. You can check his YouTube video out where he explains his reading process. I will link that in the description down below. And if you are still not sure how to use note card system, I will link down some good YouTube videos and articles about it as well. Robert Greene's third secret is the rigorous exercise routine. On his exercise routine, Robert Greene writes, I have adhered to a rigorous workout schedule, alternating my exercise between swimming, bicycling and stretching routine. His exercise routine is based on something called the plateau effect that helps him build endurance. Many pro athletes use this strategy. In this, you have to stay at your maximum capacity for a long time to build up endurance. If you increase your level of workout by a slight increment, eventually you reach a point at which it is no longer so tiring. If you then increase the level again, you start to get diminishing returns as you experience deeper levels of tiredness, and that undermines the further progress. If instead you remain at the earlier level longer, that means at the plateau, over time you would make substantial gains in endurance. For example, if you can do 20 push-ups in one go, and over time if you keep increasing the number of push-ups you do, eventually you will reach a point where you will find it difficult to increase the number of push-ups. That's the plateau. For example, my maximum capacity is 45 push-ups in one go. Last year I started from doing a set of 15 push-ups and kept increasing the number of push-ups slightly over time. Now I can do 45 push-ups in one set, but if I try to go beyond that number, I feel tired. This is the law of diminishing returns, so I'm sticking to 45 push-ups in one go for building up endurance. Professional bodybuilders may have to break through the plateau effect, but a common person like me don't have to. I just want to stay energized throughout my day. By the way, apart from doing 45 push-ups, I ride a bicycle for 8 to 10 kilometers every day. Rest of the time I write and make YouTube videos. And writing can also be exhausting. It consumes a lot of mental energy. Anyway, that's it for today guys. Be sure to like, subscribe and comment. That would really help my channel because in the past few months, my channel growth has stagnated. So I need your help here. See you in the next video. Keep coming for more.